Hey everyone, I'm Danny, and welcome to Wizardry Workshop. May the 4th be with you. It is May 4th, which is Star Wars Day, and once a year I like to kind of deviate from Harry Potter and do Star Wars, and this is the best day of the year to do it. In this video, we're going to make a very quick and easy lightsaber that actually lights up. This project should take you 10 minutes or less. Some of it deals with painting, so you might have some wait time for letting it dry, but as far as building the lightsaber, about 10 minutes. To make this, you're gonna need just like basically a bunch of random junk, like tubes and pipes and things that attach to them, like threading attachments and stuff like that. Stuff like this. And this, and this, and even a little something like that. You know, I mean, it's just, like I said, random stuff. Go to your hardware store and pick up a bunch of stuff that looks like it could come together to build a lightsaber. Try and make sure that the parts will screw together, because that's very helpful and it speeds things up quite a bit. So try and get pieces that will easily screw together. Remember to leave a thumbs up down below if you do like the video. If you're not subscribed and you're into magical Harry Potter DIYs as well as Star Wars stuff, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. Let's get into this. Now, a lot of your pieces you buy will probably have some type of sticker on them like this, and these can be really a pain to get off of there, but I'll show you my trick to get these off of things. If you can use like a razor or something to peel off some of this, it will help quite a bit. There's still some residue and streaks and stuff left, so to get that off, that's where we'll use our isopropyl alcohol. So this will take the stickiness off of the pipe. It works on metal and it works on glass. When it comes to plastic, you want to test it out first, because sometimes it will make the plastic look a bit cloudy or weird, and it just stains it basically. So just get a little bit on a paper towel, and you can even use this to clean your blade off if you've gotten sticky stuff on your blade. It also works on scissors. If your scissors get kind of clumped up with stickiness from like cutting tape or sticker paper or whatever you're using them for, you can use a little alcohol to wash the blade. And now we'll use it on the pipe. And if you're going to be doing a lot of this, you definitely want to do it in a ventilated area, but I'm only doing this one, so it should be fine. And pretty soon you'll have a nice clean pipe. I also got these plastic pieces that are, you know, kind of like PVC type things, but I don't want them to be white. So I'm actually going to paint them. You can paint them however you want. I'm going to do it the same way I did my golden snitch. So I'm just using this Deco Color Premium Gold Foil marker, and it's really, really cool. It made the golden snitch look nice and golden and shiny. So basically, you're just going to take it, and anywhere where you will see the plastic, you just color it like this. And this is a paint marker, so you'll want to do this in a ventilated area for sure. Once you've colored all the parts that you want to, just go ahead and set them out to dry for about 20 minutes or so. Now, once you've got all your pieces that you've decided to use together, so here is just a flashlight that I got at Goodwill, and I painted the button gold. So I'm going to be using that. And of course, this pipe is going to be used too. The idea is that the flashlight is going to go inside the pipe, sort of like this. But as you can see, it's really loose, and I need a way to connect it together. So I have just a gigantic roll of black duct tape, as well as some black electrical tape. So we're going to use these to try and make the pieces fit together a little better, which means I need to make this part of the flashlight a bit thicker with the duct tape. I'm just going to go about right here, and I'm just going to start wrapping duct tape around until it's a lot thicker than it was. So I've got a little bit more thickness right there to that part of the flashlight, so let's see how it fits now. Oh yeah, now it's becoming nice and snug. It's actually a little too snug. So I'm gonna have to take a little bit of that duct tape off. All right, now let's see. Yes, now as you can see, it's going in there nice and tight right there, just like that is where I want it. And then there's these threads along here, along this pipe on the top and bottom, where something would, you know, screw onto it. And I don't really want to see those threads, so I'm going to cover them up with some black electrical tape. And you want to do this neatly, like you don't want it to be apparent that you've put electrical tape on here. Pull it really tight. And you can go over it more than once. And there we go. So now this is what we have. And there's our switch to turn the flashlight on and off right there. Now we have this little gold piece, and this is one that I painted. And to get these pieces to fit together better here, I have a little kind of gray plastic connection piece, which I'm going to screw on to this gold part, and then it's going to slide in here. But again, we need to thicken this with some either duct tape or some electrical tape. I'm going to try electrical tape this time. So all we're doing is wrapping this with electrical tape to thicken it up so that it will slide in very snug to this bottom part. Okay, another piece I want is this little black piece. So I've decided to take that little black piece, and so it's kind of just going to do that, what it's doing right there. I'm going to do a tiny bit more of this black electrical tape to cover up the imperfections there. You know, I may even slightly overlap it over that gold piece just to kind of hold it. A little bit of reinforcement, I guess. So far we should be about right here, and then this piece we're going to connect right down here at the bottom, just like that. And as you can see, it does disconnect, so I'm actually going to use a tiny bit of hot glue in there to hold it in place. What you really want to try and do is find pieces that fit really well or almost fit, so that you can use the tape to sort of like, you know, thicken them and get them to fit properly. So what I'm going to do with my hot glue is I'm going to just take it and put a small bit right at the base where these two pieces meet. And you don't want this thick, you just want a small amount, at least for what I'm doing. If you have the same type of pieces, this is what we're doing. And then you slide it into place on top of that hot glue. So now it's right there. And then I'm also going to put a little bit right in here around the rim. So I have here a couple of pieces. This is just some random piece. I'm not even sure what it's for. I think it's having to do with like plumbing, I think. This is part that goes onto a lamp and a lighting fixture. You can find these at a hardware store or something similar. And I'm going to take this piece and put it inside here. And then, as you can see, I can just tighten these screws that are already on it to hold it in place. Now the piece looks like this. Lucky for me, it really just fits right on top. So now it's on there, and it's actually really hard to get off of there. So I'm not going to do anything else to that. I'm going to leave it just like that. And as you can see, the light comes right through that top part. And now the bottom part, as you can see, is just totally open and weird. So that other part that I was coloring gold, it just screws right into it like this. And now that is capped off. I think this looks pretty cool as is, and it came together really fast. But I kind of want the option to have like a lightsaber like blade in this. So I got these transparency sheets, and there's a whole bunch of different colors you can see here. So I could pick any one that I want. And I'm kind of partial to a green or blue lightsaber. So, or red would be cool too, but I'm going to go ahead and go with a green lightsaber. Now I should be able to cut these in half lengthwise like this, so that I can roll it up skinnier and make it longer. You might not have to do this if you can find sheets that are bigger, but I couldn't find any that were bigger than this. So I'm going to line this up and I'm going to cut them in half long ways. Okay, so now you should have a few different sheets about like this. And then I'm going to take this wooden rod here, this dowel rod, and I'm going to use this for a different DIY at another time. But for now, it's going to be kind of a tool for me to roll this into like a tube. Also, have some tape ready. I'm using this packing tape because it is so clear. I don't think we're going to be able to see it very well. And that's what you want. You want tape that you're not really going to see. I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to put a piece right here at the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and take another piece and put it right over here at the other side on the top. And now I can take my wooden rod and roll this and try and get it nice and snug as possible. And then we roll it like this. And now we can tape the other part. So now we have one short piece to our lightsaber blade. So we're just going to make it as long as we want. So we're going to need to roll another piece. And this time I think I'm just going to go ahead and put tape all the way along the side here. So I need a piece that's big enough to just fit all the way down the side. Just like this. And then we're going to do an extra step here. We're going to take just the end and place it on the end of the rod like this. And then we're going to roll that together onto this. And that'll help us get a nice straight blade and make it easier for us to connect the pieces together to make it just, a longer blade. So now we are left with this. It's a bit longer, but I think I want to do a third piece as well. A tip to make it a little bit easier is to really hold the first piece in and sort of try and tuck it down as you roll. So now it's tucked sort of under, and then I can just roll it with pressure applied to the top. I just realized there is a layer of like protective film, so I had to take this apart. I'm going to put it back together with the film taken off so that the saber part is not so cloudy. Something that might help with the blade getting a little more light and shining a bit more, I'm going to take just a piece of tin foil. Go ahead and wrap that foil around the same rod that you used to get the correct size for your blade. Tape it so that it stays exactly that size and shape and doesn't tear. So we've taped the outside of it onto this rod. And then the next thing we want to do is slide it into the base of your blade. There, just like that, just enough room to slide it in there. And you don't need to slide it in all the way. You want a tiny bit of foil left on the outside so that you can kind of fold it over like this. The theory behind this is that it may help reflect more light from the flashlight. Grab some electrical tape and wrap it right around to hold that foil in place. One more thing I'm going to try to get more light into this thing is kind of the same thing that we did, where we're going to take some tin foil and I'm going to wrap it around. We are going to take some clear tape and do some of it at one end, but not all the way over. And then we should be able to take this and slide it in so that the tape side is going in first, right here. That is the skinnier side, so it's harder to get in there, but I got it to go. And then I'm going to try and even it out a bit with something like this wand. And then instead of folding this foil outward, I'm going to fold it in like this. Just like that. And that's going to be in hopes that this will kind of reflect light back. And I've just put some tape over the top to sort of hold the foil there. And then I'm going to wrap a piece around like this. And now the blade will go into the hilt, but as you see, it just flops around in there. So we're going to have to widen it with tape, just like we did before, so that it'll slide in and stay right where it should be. So again, with some electrical tape, go back and forth a few different times, and then check and see how well it fits. And this whole part we're putting tape on is going to be pretty hidden inside there, so it really doesn't matter what it looks like. We just want it to be wide enough to fit in there snugs and it doesn't fall out. Now, as long as you've done that very carefully, little by little, and got it to fit in here properly, it should just click right in there, just like that. And now you can have different color blades that you then swap out for your lightsaber. And obviously, this is more of a prop for show. Like you could have this part right here, the hilt, connected to your belt or something for cosplay. And then if you need to get pictures, you can snap your blade in there, turn it on, and get pictures with the lightsaber working. But you don't want to be like swinging this around much. It's in there pretty tight, but it's probably going to fly out. And if you're like smacking this into things, this part isn't very sturdy, so it's probably going to break or bend. So really, it's just for show, just for photos and stuff. The blade, I mean, it doesn't look the best, but it's, for me, better than nothing. There are ways to do it better. If I hadn't had to segment it and it was just one long sheet, that would have been way better. So let's go see what this looks like in the dark. Here it is in low light. It doesn't glow as much as I wanted it to. So hopefully there's a way to get it to do more of a lightsaber-y glow. Hopefully I can brighten it up, because in the camera, it's not really doing it justice. It looks okay. I think it looks pretty cool, like a lightsaber you might see in Star Wars. So mission accomplished. And having that flashlight core, you can see it does light up, although as we've shown, it doesn't light up quite that great, but it does light up. Maybe I'll improve on this blade. The cool thing is that the blade comes off of it. I love that feature because now it doesn't have to always be out, and if I make a better blade, I can just put it on here. So that's great. I can reuse this as much as I want, and I could even use it as a flashlight if I need to. I'm pretty happy with it, but let me know what you guys think of this lightsaber build, this quick, easy lightsaber build. And also, if you end up making your own, I'd love to see it. So if you're posting images or anything, go ahead and tag me in those so I can have a look at what you've made. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and may the 4th be with you.